Oh, shit.
Full house, boys.
Oh, my gosh. It's crowded in
Full
here, you
house.
guys. It's a little crowded in here.
Get
What
some social
is
distancing
up, everybody? Welcome into the pregame show.
Let's go.
Top-rated sports podcast. Look who is in the house, ladies and gentlemen, live from Brazil, back from quarantine, back from the dead.
Okay.
No, I'm looking over here to set it up. It is the man, the myth, the legend, one and only Brendan Vogt.
Hola, amigos. Miss you guys. Good to
Hola,
be back.
amigos. I think that's
Good to be
Spanish.
no, it's also Portuguese.
It's also Portuguese. They
It
both
is.
say hola, amigos.
They do.
Wow.
Oi. I could also say oi, but you know.
Oi.
Yeah.
All right.
How you guys doing?
That's
It's good to be
Brazilian?
back. It is, yeah.
Slang?
Portuguese.
Portuguese slang. Yeah.
We learn something new every day.
Yeah. I've also got we're sharing boots today. Look at us, man. Right here.
We got the memo.
We got the
You
memo
wanna
to boots
tap
days.
boots?
Yeah, little tap boots.
Okay.
Yeah, how cute
All right.
is this?
We're ready to go now.
Harrison Wind.
Ready to go now.
I should have actually said a better introduction. A man absolutely on fire with his craft right now with an incredible banger about one of the most interesting people in the Jokic orbit, Dejan Milojevic.
Yeah, Jokic's old coach from Serbia. And honestly, man, he is just the Jokic of coaches. Like, just in how he talks, I spoke to him before the Nuggets played the Warriors on Monday, and I was out on the floor watching him, like, work out Kevon Looney because I was going to talk to him right after he was done with his on-court work. The guy's out there in, like, baggy sweatpants and a sweatshirt, just lobbing passes. It's exactly how Jokic would be if he was an assistant coach.
Hey, that's the old Jokic.
It's a new man, yeah.
Different man. I can't believe you go down to Brazil, you forget it's different man, not new man.
I'd forgotten a lot.
Dude, you are so
I've been
rusty.
checked out, yeah.
Then over here, a man wearing a shirt I've seen before. Superstar Dev.
This is not a shirt that you've seen before because this one has a green sweater on.
Are you serious?
Yeah, this is completely different.
You ordered multiple of those?
Yeah, I have about 5 of them.
One for every day of the week.
They have different outfits on. The polo bear.
That's awesome, dude. That's
It's good, huh? Polo bear.
Start tracking this
Hey,
at home.
guys, just so you know, Dev and I, we got our 2-man game down. So,
dude, you guys are great.
If you guys just low usage, stand in the corner.
If you want to call for the ISO, just let us know.
I'm just
I got
saying.
my Kashasa. I'm on
Just
island
clear
time.
out. The Nuggets are in Sacramento. They're going to take on the Kings. We're going to talk about that. A lot of shorthanded guys. We'll get to that, but that means there's opportunity. Maybe for one, Davon Reed. Who else is there opportunity for? I don't know if you guys saw the internet today.
I tried to stay away.
Stay away from it. There's a new Jokic, up and coming, like an 8-year-old Nikola Jokic, and I'm telling you, he's the next Jokic. We'll talk about him, and then of course, Superstar Dev's going to make us all some money. But first, Harrison Wind is back, and that means I don't have to do game notes. Let's go.
That's why I'm here.
Or ad reads. Let's go.
It's also why I'm here. Let's get to the injuries. Will Barton and Bones Highland are out tonight. Also out, super late scratch, Jeff Green, who wasn't on the injury report all day, but is out for personal reasons. So we'll get to it in opportunity knocks. But D. Reed, fucking Basso.
D. Reed.
Well,
no.
Why I said D. Reed is when we were speaking to Jeff Green post-game Monday night, somebody brought up a question about Davon Reed, and he was about to say Davon, but I think in his head he wasn't sure how to pronounce it.
That's awesome. Same.
So he audible to D. Reed mid-word.
That's awesome.
I love it. Great work, Jeff Green.
A veteran move.
Very veteran.
Anyways, Zeke Naji is in tonight for the Kings. Domantas Sabonis is out. He's suspended. Richaun Holmes is also out.
What's he suspended for again?
Bumping a
He
ref.
bumped an
He bumped
official.
a ref. Yeah.
And got suspended for what a lot of other members of the old guard NBA did not get suspended for.
Yeah, that's
mainly
very
Chris
true.
Paul.
Tough for him, but hang on. Holmes is out, right? That's the important.
Yeah, he's
Richaun
also
Holmes is out.
2 Nuggets
is out.
killers, man.
Yeah.
Do you want the starting 5? It just dropped.
Give it to me.
We've got Monte Morris.
Okay.
We've got Austin Rivers, Davon Reed, Aaron Gordon, Nikola Jokic. Can I tell you guys something?
Yeah.
This is a Jokic ball lineup.
Yes.
Yeah.
You've got Austin Rivers and Davon Reed as your 2-3. Low usage, can knock it down, good cut, can play continuity. You got Monte and AG as your other guys. Sneaky excited about this? One?
See, I was concerned they were going to start JaMychal Green. And look, JaMychal Green's been playing great.
Sure.
Maybe
Best
that's why you
basketball
don't
of the
start him.
season. I think that's probably why. You could have started him and rewarded him for that, but you keep him on the bench and you start D. Reed. I like it. I like it a lot. I'm excited.
I love the fact that that this is a lineup that really everybody has to give the ball to Jokic. He's going to get as many touches as possible in this type of game.
I'm telling you.
You don't have to go to FanDuel already. We'll get back
to what?
I don't know, man.
What did you just say?
Whoa.
DraftKings.
Holy!
Whoa.
Hey, mute his mic. Cut his mic.
I was the one
Cut his
who's
mic.
rusty.
Go get a glass
This
of
two-man chemistry is a farce.
Wow! Wow!
The guys are throwing me off.
Look at this.
It's
Terrible.
these other guys.
Yeah, it is true, man.
But yeah, really, I like the fact that he's going to get the ball. He's going to get a lot of touches. He has a lot of entry passers coming from every angle, and also they're not going to have a lot of size. So he's going to be able to just dominate, especially in the scoring.
Man, I'm significantly more excited for this game than I should be. But
Wow, Jokic is playing, going for 3 straight triple doubles. That's all I need to hear.
Man,
Yeah.
He looks good, huh?
What
He's
else
still
in the
good.
game?
So with no Sabonis, top priority on the Nuggets scouting report, De'Aaron Fox. He's their biggest concern for sure. So if you go back to January, the Nuggets have played the Kings 3 times. They've won all 3 games. They got swept by the Kings last year. They've swept the Kings so far this year.
That's right.
In January, De'Aaron Fox had 30 points, 7 rebounds, 5 assists. The last 2 matchups, Denver held him in check for 1. Fox got 20 points, but that game was kind of a blowout. And then he had a good game in the last time these two teams met, 26 points, 10 assists on pretty good efficiency. So, I mean, that could be what decides if it's a close game tonight, if De'Aaron Fox gets going or not.
I like the defenders they have on the court, though. That's the thing,
Right.
is like you actually talk about maybe even an increase in defenders for a De'Aaron Fox.
true.
So,
Sure.
man, I'm so intrigued by this game now. I'm serious. Like my dumbass, I do this every time. Like it's a trap game. It's just a Wednesday night game on the road.
What could go wrong?
What could go wrong? This
Ahead
game,
of a nationally televised
it's like
matchup
this-
with the Warriors.
This has frustrating win or disappointing loss
It
all over
does.
it. But I'm excited because these guys, man, this could be a real Jokic ball night. The headline of today's show, by the way, Nikola Jokic could go for his 3rd straight triple-double. He's on one, boys.
Yeah, you could say that.
He's on one. Vote. Are we getting a 3rd straight triple-double?
If he wants to, yeah. If
Okay.
he wants to, yeah. I mean, it all depends on his approach, right? This could be one of those 8-point, 13 rebound, 14 assist games or whatever. But there's no reason to doubt the form he's in. No Sabonis, no Holmes. It's really all about everyone else sort of not falling asleep at the wheel, I think, and the healthy half-court offense around him. But while this starting lineup, to your point, may have a much lower ceiling than the ones they would typically throw out there, I think these are guys that are more likely to go and play their hearts out, right, for 4 quarters and not take this team lightly. So I think he's primed for it. You could argue he's likely to do it. And my God, is he on one?
Yeah. I kind of think he might as well, man. Here's my sneaky thing. Maybe I said this. I can't remember if we were talking about this. 4 games in 5 nights. You play well in all 4 of them. Like right now, he's averaging 39 points, 12 rebounds, 12 assists on 70% shooting.
all right.
You do that again for another 2 games, and like you get to sit back and say, hey, what other players play 4 games in 5 nights and put up that stat line? Nobody. Like honestly, like you could say a lot of things, but nobody in the NBA pulls off 4 games in 5 nights and puts up ridiculous efficiency. So if he does, I'm rooting for it. So I'm hoping. Come on, Yoke, triple double, get a 3rd one.
I think it's coming. I really do think it's coming. It all depends on if other guys are in attack mode or trying to score, because I think he can score every single time down. He's also going to be, the only big guy on the court for the game, so the rebounds are going to come. So now it just comes to the assists. Is he going to start out like a little bit passive? Is he going to just dominate inside and wait and try to get it throughout the game? I think he starts his game in pass mode, so I think that it's coming.
Man, so you know who else thinks it's coming?
DraftKings.
DraftKings Sportsbook is negative
the
money.
top-rated
America's
sports
top
Rated
in the
spot,
world.
the only one I acknowledge, is minus 150 or 75 or something like that. So
That's
they
hilarious.
They also think he is like very likely to get a triple double.
Well, he's gotten these last 2 pretty easily with
Sure.
an assist or 2 to spare. He had 11 assists against the Pelicans, 13 against the Warriors in only 35 minutes. So he's gotten them pretty easily.
One other thing from the presser today that I like is we got to move on, but the last thing is there's certain things that you get asked every single time. You go to a certain place and you get asked. One of them, Michael Malone goes to Sacramento and they're going to ask him a Sacramento question.
no
Like
kidding.
it's been what, 9 years or something? Because he's been the Nuggets 7. It was a gap year in between there, and then the one. So it's been almost a decade still. Asked about it, and like you could tell it pisses him off. Today he was asked a question about why Sacramento can't find success.
Yeah.
And
He was pretty much asked, why do the Kings suck? for the last decade.
Care to comment? And he's like, you could tell he was annoyed by it and just kind of moved on quickly. But it just was fine. I didn't even want to give his
You should have
response.
just, because they fired me.
Yeah.
And they,
walked right off.
Yeah, you should have.
He should have done that. Anyway, we got to move on, guys. So all these guys are out tonight. Opportunity knocks for new players. Davon Reed especially. Let's talk about that. He had a great showing in this last game.
Yeah.
He had a great showing. Second game now, second opportunity. He's starting. I expect him to play big minutes. What does this game mean for Davon Reed?
I think it means a lot just because when he gets minutes, he's good. When you put him on the court, he's good. And also, this is going to be a fast-paced game, which I feel like he excels in. He's a really good offensive player. I think really underrated in that regard. That also can, be a switchable defender. So this is like the making of a Davon Reed or D. Reed type of game.
D. Reed.
D. Reed, yeah.
Where he is going to be able to be in the flow, especially with that second unit that's missing a lot of scoring, a lot of guys that can get going. So putting him in a rotation, you get to see him like with that allotment of minutes, and I feel like he'll step up.
I look at every opportunity for D. Reed as an audition for next season.
Me too.
Yeah.
Yep.
I mean, he's on a 2-way contract. He's getting in the rotation like once or twice every 5 games or so. Every time he gets legit minutes, it's a chance for teams around the league and the Nuggets to see what he can do.
Yeah.
To see if this guy can be a role player off the bench who we can give 15 minutes a night to every game next season, because that's where he's at in his career. He's kind of been in and out of the league. I feel like he's definitely on the way in on a full-time basis, and teams are watching. Like, you can guarantee that teams are looking at him, not just the Nuggets, and being like, could this guy be in our rotation next season? And tonight he'll get another chance to audition for that role.
He's got an interesting matchup. I mean, the front court tonight is Harrison Barnes, Trey Lyles. So I'm guessing Trey Lyles will be guarded by Aaron Gordon. Better do your job there, man. And then Harrison Barnes.
Off night for Aaron Gordon.
And then Harrison Barnes, he can score. And in a lineup as shorthanded as they are, he actually will be a guy that's given the ball a lot. So I feel like Davon Reed actually has a interesting defensive assignment.
Sure, and we should clarify, right? He is ineligible for the playoff rotation on the 2-way. So that at the moment, were he not to be converted.
Right.
So that, I don't know if you guys have discussed this. I was away. I don't know if you know. But that is why, he certainly earned these opportunities. Malone, of course, gearing up towards a rotation that he's going to use. But, yeah, this is what I meant by guys who aren't necessarily prone to taking these teams lightly.
Right.
Reed needs this game. He needs this audition. He needs to show that, to Dev's point, he's not just a good defender, but a capable and smart offensive player as well. And he's proved to be one to date. So I'm excited for him, and I think he'll do the job.
It's also kind of interesting to me that he always is at the small forward spot, because I kind of want to see him at shooting guard a little bit just to see if he could play that or if that's something. But tonight it looked like he'd go there. Another guy I thought might get an opportunity tonight, but now with the starting lineup, I'm not so sure, is Zeke Naji, who's been on the shelf for a while with injury. He's been healthy now for 1 or 2 games. I don't remember. But you look at it tonight, JaMychal Green is available. He did not start. He's off the bench. DeMarcus Cousins available. So does that mean Zeke's going to play some 3 tonight? Does he get on? What do you think, Harrison?
Well, I mean, your bench, you're looking at Facu and J-Mike and DeMarcus Cousins and
Bryn.
And then the last guy there, it could be Zeke. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if they went just 9 tonight without him, maybe.
On a back-to-back, front end of a back-to-back?
It would be a good opportunity to get Zeke out there because he hasn't played in so long. But
you got to play him tonight.
He hasn't played in 8-9 games. I mean, he just hasn't been in it for so long. If it's a close game, I don't know if Malone trusts him just because he's been out of it for a while.
Dev, who else would it be? Who else is going to be in the rotation tonight?
I feel like they'll give Facu a run.
Okay, so Bones. Oh no, he's out. So Facu's in. Bryn Forbes is in.
J-Mike
and Cousins are in. So you're really looking at a 3. I mean, it's pretty clear that it's going to be a 3.
He could go 9, man.
Well, there's only 2 players to choose from. It's Zeke Naji and Marcus Howard.
Man, so it's definitely Zeke Naji. He's gonna have to play some 3 tonight.
Well, that's
I think everyone's saying he just might go with a 9.
I also think there's still a distinction between available and feeling great and healthy. And the way Malone talked about that knee pregame, a knee injury that's not going away.
For Zeke?
Yeah. How keen are they on playing him to begin with? And I know, like, there's...
Man, it's going to be a weird game.
Yeah.
It's going to be a really weird game.
Yeah.
Marcus Howard might get some run. It's hard to imagine because that's a real mini lads you got going on there. If you've got Bryn Forbes as your biggest of the 3 guards, like
that's not good.
That's a really, really mini lad lineup. So, man, that adds a little bit of intrigue, I would say. To
I mean, the good news is the Kings don't have a great bench, so you can probably get away with a less than optimal second unit.
Another thing working in the favor here. The Kings punt on the season. I mean, they should, right? They're out. They're
the
done.
Kings are in Cancun already.
Yeah, and the players' minds maybe. I don't. It might be too early for players to have fully quit. They might not be emotionally locked in the way when you're trying for a playoff spot. But yeah, they're so bad. 5 games back.
That Sabonis suspension looked an awful lot like everything they told me about Sacramento is true.
You're so right.
I am in hell.
Oh my!
Was he mad at the ref, or was he like, get me out of here? Dude.
Poor players of Sacramento,
them, yeah.
man. Like they have the longest streak of having a losing record in NBA history. Did you see that? My God, it's like
since Rick Adelman.
Oh
Rest
my
in
goodness!
Peace.
Oh my goodness!
By the way, shout out, Chad. I appreciate the well wishes. It's good to be back.
Did you see all the haters too?
Try to ignore them these days.
Try to ignore those haters.
Jordan Scott.
All right. I don't know if you guys know this, but Jokic is arguably the most influential. I'll stick to basketball, but you could say athlete in the world, as evidenced by one Kendrick Perkins. He has his son, who, by the way, I mean, this is a baby Perkins right here. But check out this player. His favorite player is Jokic. By the way, I see people say that Perkins is a Jokic hater. I actually disagree. I think Perkins is a Jokic lover. Perkins is just inconsistent. You know, like he just changes
his mind.
He changes his mind every day.
He's a Jokic hater one day, a Jokic lover.
I don't think
same night.
I don't think he's ever a Jokic hater. I just think that he sometimes will give random players the MVP, like Devin Booker's the MVP or something. And you're just like, whatever.
Is from Beaumont, so that's just it's a Beaumont thing.
What does that mean?
You flip flop a lot.
You just change up, man. Like they don't want to be Dallas. They don't want to be. They just think it's just them.
Look at these passes, though. I love it. First of all, I mean, I don't have no idea. I'm bad at knowing how old kids are. Like I can't tell how
very young.
Is this 7, 8, 9, 10? I can't tell, but they're young. But look at this. This guy,
11. 12.
I honestly, you watch these highlights, you could tell he likes Jokic. You could tell, like, some of the stuff he's doing is definitely, I've always said this, I wish Jokic played when I was this age. Because honest to God, like, when you're a big man, it sucks when you're a kid. Big men don't get to do anything but
get
rebound.
To the block.
Yeah, I'm telling you, you don't even get to do the fun drills. They always split up. We're going to go big, send this into the court. Guards over here, guards are doing
Let's work on our drop step.
Yeah, like guards are doing all the fun stuff and bigs are just like, hold on to the ball while we hit you. And you're like, oh, it sucks. So getting to see this guy and see him actually out here like doing some fun stuff.
Child.
Well, okay.
Do we think he's already toasting his 7-foot former NBA player father in one-on-one? Honest question.
He's got a better jumper than his dad
more
ever
skilled
had.
Player, yeah.
I'm serious though that Dev, like you're around youth sports a lot, and you're around maybe the older group. I don't know how much the older, but do you see it all a Jokic influence? Like, do you ever hear high school, middle school, younger players talk about Jokic as a guy to model themselves after?
Yeah, just because it's got you know what it's like being like one of the taller guys on the team. Not even an actual big man, but when you're a 6'1" forward/center in high school. You're like, yo, I should be getting the ball in my hands. I should be like creating for other guys. So having a guy like Jokic makes, those bigs say, hey, you could run the offense through me. I would have hated it when I was young. Because that means I would have to play off the ball. And I was like, really, really small. So I'm like,
Dev was the guy that was like, big man, inside.
Yeah. And then they're getting cooked by like a real big man. And I'm like, you can't guard anybody? And I'm like, dude, you're like 6'3", guarding like this 6'8" guy. And,
there's nothing worse.
You're just like, our big man is getting killed by their big man. Come set a screen. Like I came from that era, but just to see them see them like step out and be able to do those type of things, like it really does make you think of like how like free flowing the offense would be and how many backdoor cuts and like the passing. I think that's what like really stands out. And I'm also glad that we're getting away from like the Steph Curry deep three, for youth sports, because that was like huge, where everybody just wanted to shoot every single time down. Now you're starting to see like guys be able to create and make the extra pass, and I really enjoy that.
I wonder, like everybody said, Steph ruined youth sports because now guys are taking shots. But like, is there a Jokic equivalent, or that is Jokic saving youth sports? In this
He's saving.
He might be
passing
saving
the ball.
it. Yeah, I remember when LeBron I think his first year with the Heat, was it the finals where he passed up that shot at the elbow to Chris Bosh and Chris Bosh missed it?
I don't remember.
I think it was his first year with the Heat, and everybody was like, LeBron just got to shoot that.
Dude, the stories were so dumb back in the day.
But I think like LeBron made passing kind of cool, Jokic is taking that to another level.
Sure.
And I mean, when you look at the center position and just basketball in general right now, I mean, how many more players are more influential, I think, on the way the game is going to be played than Jokic? It's not many.
I mean, I honestly wonder this, and part of this is, let's be honest here, Perk's a big guy, his kids look a big guy, so part of this is probably the big guy, meaning like not even bigs that are like mobile, like you can move or this or that. You guys remember, somebody always brings this up, but Kevon Looney was the next KD back in the day because he was like
Thon Maker,
this or that. But like with Yoke, I do wonder if it's more non-traditionally tall, skinny guys. You could be a little bit stockier, and it's like, but and I wonder if that's like those are the types that are going to really want to be Yoke.
Well, I wonder too if it's not just individuals modeling their game, but also coaches and teams realizing the benefit of having a playmaking five and how hard that is to guard. And so I do think we'll start to see that become incorporated as these increasingly skilled and mobile bigs continue to flush the league.
Do you guys know Tyler Relf? He's like a trainer in the NBA. He's like a famous. He does college players too. He just travels around, does training. And I saw him. I saw a tweet from him the other day saying my 5-year-old or whatever already knows this terminology, and it was like all these like pick and roll terminologies or this or that. And I remember at first I read it and I laughed. I'm like, 5-year-old,
ice.
Yeah. Like I'm like, all right, you're teaching them, and then but then his reasoning was actually kind of sound. He's like, it's like language. Like these kids, you throw a lot at them, they're not going to be perfect at it, but they're just familiarizing themselves with concepts that later go on. And it made me think about your article today and your quote from Dayon, where he was saying you're teaching them to think the game, to see the game, this or that. And I'm thinking, yeah, we work on ball handling, and maybe a kid's not good enough as a basketball player to understand the dynamics of a pick and roll. Like at that age, you're just doing this, that. But you're introducing concepts to them, and it's just over time they're actually starting to think about it on other levels. And maybe it is the next part of development where kids get to be 15 and they're so well versed in the terminology, the stuff's starting to click.
Instead of teaching crossover after crossover and behind the back and hesitation move, we're teaching kids maybe how to just read the game.
Right.
That's what they're doing in Europe.
Right. But even like there's a blending of this because you should be teaching them crossover and this or that and a lot of pick and roll.
And that's what Dayon said too. Like you need a blend.
Right. You need but I do love the idea of we're not just doing this in a drill and then now in a game you apply it. It's like, hey, a pick and roll. Here are the things you're looking at. Here are all the little avenues to it. And I just thought it's cool. Anyway, I loved seeing Baby Jokic. Kendrick Perkins. I'm rooting for it. You know how great it would be if like second generation NBA player but actually grew up idolized. If Perkins' kid came up and is
I don't know if I need more Kendrick Perkins in my life.
But here's what I'm saying. It's going to be dope when it's like you modeled your game after your dad. No. After Jokic.
That would be dope. No, my dad was like a dinosaur.
Yeah, my dad just set screens and like
he got one post up at the beginning of every half just
never
to keep
touched
him
it again.
Locked in.
Perk was 100% the result of how we trained bigs growing up. Just
dude.
like Perk was 100% go down to the block.
Come set me a screen.
Hey, we're doing ball handling drills. Perk, get out of here. Go get a water break.
They put them on the other side of the court and they just go and just get bumped and try to finish through contact.
That's all you did.
That was
and it was adults and they would like knock you down and get back up. And you're just like,
they're getting beat
Everybody
up.
over here is freaking
and we're having fun. Doing
fun.
like cone drills
so
and things that you could actually apply into the real game.
But let's do a box out drill. No fouls.
Oh, yeah, except the charge drill for bigs. You're just like, okay.
Then you're wondering why they're fouling out in every single game. I'm like, you don't know how to set a screen? You're getting a charge every time or a legal screen every single time down. And you're not practicing that. You're fighting the grown assistant coach.
There's great youth coaches, but it seems across all sports, at least my experience. Maybe it's just the Commerce City Thornton thing, but most youth coaches, not the greatest, not the most well-adjusted people. They're like really trying. Anyway, let's make some money, guys. Let's open up DraftKings Sportsbook app, the #1 rated sportsbook app, and let's listen to Dev as he advises us financially.
Well, the Nuggets come into the game as 6.5-point favorites, and the biggest thing that stands out to me is Vegas does not believe that Denver plays any defense.
Man,
they might be correct.
Yeah.
Although the Nuggets guys, a top 10 defense officially right now.
How does that happen? Really, like with how they've been playing, like that means
everyone
that really,
else is bad.
That's what that actually means.
It's the stretch run dog days of the season malaise.
Yeah, this over under is starting at 240. Like, do you remember the days where the Nuggets used to be at like 216 and things like that? Those days are gone. They're like getting up and down the court. I wonder what they are in pace, but I mean, that's a high over-under. So that means that guys have to score. Guys have to go off. The first guy that we feel like is going to go off, Jokic, of course. They're going to give him the ball. They're going to give him the ball every single damn time. It's at 28.5. He's been destroying that, like, in every single way. So 28.5, he's going to, like, dominate and score when he wants to. Let's lock in, not a lock, but let's just put in the points at 28.5.
Okay.
A player that we haven't been seeing a lot of lately that I feel like is due for a bounce back game is Aaron Gordon. They have his points, rebounds, and assists at 24.5. This is a game that he can like prove like he belongs. Also, he's going to be the second guy up because they're missing so many guys. They're going to have to rely on him. I really do think that he's going to get himself started. I like the 24.5. I also think this is like a scoring game for him, and they don't really have it too. They kind of have it high. 16.5. So let's just stay with the points, rebounds, and assists. I can't go with the 6.5. Yeah, 24.5 points, rebounds, and assists.
Trey Lyles.
Trey Lyles is back, huh?
Trey Lyles is going to be checking.
Captain of the talk yourself into him team.
Man, if you opt in, by the way, there's a bunch of odds boosts today for some reason. So I got a little odds boost here. I'll put a little unit on it.
Alvin Gentry was asked about Trey Lyles in the pregame. He was like, "What have you seen from Trey Lyles over the last week or two?" And like, you could tell how much it pained him to talk about Trey Lyles glowingly.
That's hilarious.
It was great.
Man.
This is the highest we've ever seen Jokic points, rebounds, and assists, like ever.
Really?
They have it at 53.5.
Wow.
That's the highest ever?
It's never been that high.
I mean, he's playing like the greatest offensive player of all time.
I mean, he's unstoppable.
That's just so high. Like
53.5 is setting the bar really high.
That is insane.
It's minus 110.
But would any of us be surprised if he got it?
Yeah, we're going to stay away, but we're going to know that
we're going to know that it's there. All right, we're going to stay away. If you want to, you could throw a little half unit there just to kind of, just for fun.
So one guy, and I really don't know, I need help on this one, is I feel like this is going to be a game that Austin Rivers impacts the game just because he's going to have I feel like he's going to get the defensive assignment of trying to slow down Fox a lot of the times. Mm-hmm. There's no reason to try to run Monte Morris into the ground on the first night of back-to-back. Mm-hmm. And Austin Rivers steps up to those type of things. So do we think he scores? Does he knock down threes? Is he going to do a little bit of everything?
I bet he'll knock down a 3. Low. I got him for a 3.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, so let's do it. Let's do a same game parlay then.
I got a same game parlay. You want me to give you my 5 picks? Because this is where you get the boost. So here's what I went. I went Nuggets money line because I think they win.
I agree.
I've got Nuggets over 113.5 points because I think like you said, they're going to rely on Jokic, and I just always love when the teams rely on Jokic. I just feel like, and also like Alex Lynn's there, he's going to foul out. Yeah. Then it's going to be a bloodbath. So 113, and then also you got DeMarcus Cousins. They just are so small. They're missing their front court. DeMarcus Cousins should go in there and just tumble everybody.
Sorry, what was that second bet?
113.5 points. Nuggets over that because I think Denver's going to score like 120, 125 tonight or more. I got Jokic 1 steal. He didn't get one last game. He's due. He'll get one tonight. You've also got a front court that can't do anything. Monte Morris 1
You're also playing against Alex Len.
Yeah, you got Monte Morris 1 3-pointer, and I got Jokic 7.5 assists over. I just feel like all those hit, man, and I get plus 199 odds on it. I like that.
I mean, I think he's a lock for a triple-double. I know it's not good odds tonight.
I'm not taking it.
It's in the minuses, which is hilarious, but also probably correct. I think he's a lock for that.
You guys got anything else you really love?
I don't remember how to do this.
Bryn Forbes for a 3?
I didn't see him on there, but
he wasn't on there?
Well, I think it was, but it updated late, and I didn't get over to it in time.
He's always good for a 3.
I think he's good for a 3 tonight as well. Yeah. All right, everybody, thanks so much for tuning in. Don't forget, we'll be back right here. Hit that like button before you get out of here, but then rejoin us for the post-game show right afterwards. We'll see you guys then.